back for more action here at Samstown. This is Taylor Ray shooting in the 5th frame. She's got an open working. She's a little bit confused on this pair right now. She won her semifinal match 218 to 214 over Justin Villa. Justin was the only bowler to shoot 300 today. We had an awful lot of bowlers with front 9 and front 10, but Justin was the only one to turn the trick. In fact, he had 20 strikes in a row earlier today. But Taylor got by her in the semis. Struggling so far in the title match, and this is a tough little spare for her, too. Ah, very nice. Got to watch that 7-pin. She got it out of there, and that's a big spare after her opponent just opened twice. So trails by 10 in the match and then giving another 4, so only a 14-pin difference through 5. Plenty of time. Back to scratch here. It's Riley Dempsey and Kyle King. If you didn't watch the first part, for the 3rd time this season, Riley and Kyle playing each other, this time out here in Nevada. Covering a little more boards there for Riley, a little softer speed. Looks great there. King leads by 10, can extend to 19 if he can catch a double here. This is a ball change that he made in the previous frame. Wow, boy, and just gets that ball to hold on. That looks like it was going to come up high and leave at least a 4-pin, if not worse. Instead, the 4-pin gets sucked off the deck for the strike. Ray's going Brooklyn this time, and there you go. Showed us out of Brooklyn earlier, so 1 back at him. They're all even in the Brooklyn department. Hey, we talk all the time about Ebonite offering a $100 scholarship if you win throwing their equipment, but they also have another sponsor, EFX, who makes these energy bracelets, and they offer a $25 scholarship, so the bracelets pay for themselves if you win throwing EFX in the title match. 3 of our 4 bowlers, everybody but Taylor, are wearing those bracelets, so thanks to EFX also. You can check them out at collegeefxbowling.com. Wow. .com. It's the old bad news, good news break there. Good news, he didn't leave a pocket 710. Bad news, he still has the 7-pin to shoot at. Oh, look at that. It's 25 total, sir. You could like pop the necklace by accident if it hits your hair.
Just like have it sitting on it.
Deflate. That is severe spikage. Let's see if he can make the 7-pin, covering every board on the lane except the ones that the 7-pin was standing on. And that is a 3rd consecutive open, and now we've got ourselves a 4-pin game in handicap. The plot thickens. King does have that 19-pin lead. Looking to extend again. Yes, sir. Dead perfect in the 1-3 there. Nothing was going to stand on that one. Let's see if Riley can reclose the gap to 9 if he can double. See him standing right around 20. He's going to drift just a pinch to the left. Not much at all, really. Looking right around 10 still. It's the 2nd time that ball's leaked out to the right on lane 6 and hasn't recovered. Looked like he was slower on 5 and a little lefter. I don't know if that's on purpose, that Riley's trying to do something different on 6, or just a little bit of a miss. But the trouble when you're playing Kyle is once he finds a look, he doesn't give you many extra frames to catch up on him. Pretty quick up at the spare here. Has the 2-4. Come on. Big shot here for Jake. If he leaves anything, he's got to start to have mental questions about the spare game. That drops it badly. Wow, all right. Jake's body language tells the story there, as he knew that was not his best execution, but hits it right in the 1-1 pocket, and they all just go squat. Let's see if Taylor has an answer for that. It's a pretty good ball. Boy. I'm as confused as she and her mom is right now, as that looked a little bit better, but he goes right through the head pin and doesn't get the break.
My shot over.
An ugly 6-7 for her. Well, that hurt bad, said her dad. He's right. Hang on, ball. Nope. Missing them both there, so that's 2 extra pins on the scoreboard. So the difference now is 17. Plenty of time to make up 17 pins, though. You know, as long as we've been running JBT events, which is 15 years at this point, there's only been a few eras, if you will, of JBT bowling. At the start, it was the Andrew Kane era, then it was the Stephen Black era, then it was the BJ Baker era, and now it's the Kyle King era. And know, the heir apparent right now, I think, would have to be Riley. He's the all-conference points leader. He's making title matches left and right. Oh, and fast 8. Remember last time he was on lane 6, that ball checked up and got the 4-pin to carry. That time, the ball checks up even earlier. And lucky to not have the 9-pin up there with the 4-7. If it's going to become the Riley Dempsey era, you generally have to beat the guy who was your predecessor. That happened in all the previous cases. He's going to hook it into the 4-7 again. Has it. You can do that on a house shot. Don't want to do that tomorrow on the not house. Big shot here for Taylor. 8th frame. 17-pin trailer. Oh, wow. As high and bad as Jake's last shot is in that lane, that ball was light and bad, and gets a great carry off the sidewall to get the 2-4-5 to fall down. She will take it. Thank you very much. There is not such a thing as a bad looking strike on the screen. Looks like every other X. So in a tournament where Jake and Taylor were just unstoppable all day, neither one with a clean title match here. Let's see who can put it together best in the late frames here. Much better shot off his hand. Wow. Interesting. That was a much better shot off his hand, but because it was better, he hit up on it more, and that ball dove. Lane 6 looks to be a little funky to me right now, actually. And a very difficult 3-6, 9, 10. So tough to get the 9-pin out without chopping anything else off of it. It's got to get that big hook ball way to the right. Up quickly. Yeah, and that's what happens when you get the ball far enough right to not chop the 6-10. It's hard to get the ball to drive through and get the 9. That's the case here. And now, folks, the handicap match is as close as it's ever been. How about 5 pins? 9th and 10th, they're going to tell the story in handicap. We still definitely got to match the course in scratch. Riley still can strike out for 228. Kyle going at a 216 pace. That strike spare the rest of the way. So anybody's game. I think it's whoever figures 6 out first is going to have a leg up here. Right again. If they're reading hook spot, I know Kyle is, but Riley's reading hook spot, and he's sticking with his guns on faster and righter is the way to attack it. Here's Kyle on 5. Bam! Solid 8 was the only possibility, almost left it. It's gone. Keeps him in control of this match. Riley would trail by 28 with 2 frames to go now. Big trouble. If he spared up this time. I wanted one more try to catch that. A huge shot here for Jake. Seems open his shoulders to the right to get that ball to project. He doesn't like it. Almost a 3rd good Brooklyn strike. Yeah, he knows it. He's just not trusting that ball out to the right. With all that power, he just needs to stand left and grip it and rip it, as they say, which should be easy for a two-hander to do, but his two-handed bowler can still cut the ball short. That's what he's been doing. Taylor misses that shot way left too, and misses the head pin left, but leaves a pretty easy spare with only the 1-3. Jake had only a 5-pin here. There's a spare. Second spare of the match for Jake as he sarcastically comes back to his crowd off camera to the left there. An adventure for Jake Childers so far here. Only thing Taylor has to do on this one is avoid the chop. Oh no! And there it was. I am a dark rain cloud today. I jinxed about 7 people out of 300 games.
Jinxed you, Taylor.
And I did jinx Taylor.
Don't avoid the chop.
My goodness, that's a painful one. Dempsey here in the 9th has to strike out. In order to strike out, I think he wants to stay on lane 5. All right, if he strikes out, Kyle would still have to open in one of these 2 frames. That's not something Kyle does very often in 9th and 10th frames of title matches. Back to the mission, and shreds the rack. So he started with the mission and was getting a lot of 9 counts. Again, had the other ball checking up a little bit on the right-hand lane, goes back to the mission. Might have figured that the worst he was going to get is the 9 count. Instead, he saws the rack and locks up the title. So the drive continues towards 50 career titles for King. Childers, let's see what he's got in the 10th. Boom, 10 in the pit. Let's see, 163 if he marks or spares and getting 4. Yep, barring a double gutter here. Jake is just going to squeeze out that title on a game where both bowlers made a couple of goofs. Could have been anybody's. Well, look out. Oh, if it helps, I almost start collapsing into the first part of the double gutter there. Poured away from throwing it right in the ditch. So it's going to be Jake Childers and Kyle King walking over with today's title. Make sure you check out the rest of Bowl JBT on YouTube for more action. We'll see you again from Sam's Town tomorrow. Boy, Jake winning in weird fashion.